Good morning, students. Welcome to computer class. In this class, I would like to teach the programs based on looping control structures. This is the fourth video. Based on these looping control structures, this is the fourth video. Shall we start our class? In this class, I would like to teach two more programs. Those are Pronic number, and the next one is palindrome number. Pronic number and palindrome number. I have taught 7 programs in the previous videos. This is the fourth video, and here I would like to teach 8 and 9 programs, Pronic number and palindrome number. Children, listen carefully and write down these programs very neatly and write the definitions also, variable descriptions, programs and explanation for your understanding only. The 8th program is Pronic number. Write a program to check whether the given number is pronic or not. The 8th program is write a program to check whether the given number is pronic or not. First of all, what is a pronic number? The definition is number which is the product of two consecutive integers, that is a number of the form num into num plus 1 is a pronic number. A number which is the product of two consecutive integers, and that is a number of the form num into num plus 1 is a pronic number. For example, the given number is 90. The product of consecutive numbers 9 into 10. 9 tens are 90. So, 90 is a pronic number. 90 is a pronic number. The number which is the product of two consecutive integers, that is a pronic number. Suppose 20 is there, 4 5s are 20. 4, 5 are the two consecutive numbers and their product is 20. That's why 20 is the pronic number. Like that we are calculating the pronic number. Now come to the variable description. In this program, I would like to use 3 variables only. The first one is n, is an integer type data to store an integer. Next one, I. This is not capital I, that is small I. Right here you have to write small I. That is an integer to store the control variable of for loop. And the next one is flag. Flag is an integer to store an integer type data. Now come to the program. Import java.util.star public class pronic, open braces, public static void main string args, open brackets, scanner in is equal to new scanner of system.in integer int n comma I comma flag is equal to 0, system.out.println enter a number. Here we are displaying the message enter a number. Here I would like to scan a number, and that means I would like to take the input from the next statement. N is equal to in dot next int. Now the calculation, this is the input part. Now the calculation part is for I is equal to 0, I is less than n and I plus. Open brackets. If n is equal to I into I plus 1, that means the given number is equal to two consecutive integers, that is I into I plus 1. If n is equal to I into I plus 1, then flag is equal to 1 and then break. Closure brackets and two more closure brackets. Now that is the calculation part over. Now the output part. Output segment is if flag is equal to 1, system dot out dot println n is a pronic number. Else system dot out dot println n is not a pronic number. Then two closed brackets for the main and the class. This is all over the program for pronic number. Now I would like to teach the execution of this program. If I take n is equal to 6, n is equal to 6. Now come to the for loop. Here we have to take the I value, and in the for loop we have written one condition, that is if n is equal to I into I plus 1, then we are going to increment the value of the flag. First of all, I is equal to 0. The initial value of I is 0. We have written in the for loop. I is equal to 0. Now, the value of n is 6. 6 is equal to 0 into 1. 0 means the value of I is 0. Then I plus 1 means 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 into 1 is equal to 6. Is it true? No. That's why it doesn't increase the value of flag, and it just increase the value of I. That is equal to 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Now the controller go to the next iteration with the new value of the I, that is 1. The value of I is 1. Now 6 is equal to 1 and 1 plus 1. 1 in and 1 plus 1 means 1 plus 1, that is 2. 1 2s are 2. 6 is equal to 2. Is it true? No. False. That's why it doesn't increase the value of flag, and it just increase the value of I, that is 2, and go to the next iteration with the new value of I, that is 2. Now 6 is equal to 2 into 3. That means I is 2 and it's plus 1 means 3. 2 into 3. 2 3s are 6. That is true. That's why it increases the value of flag, that is 1. And next we have written break statement. That's why the compiler just comes out of the for loop and go to the next statement, that is flag is equal to 1. Now the new value of flag is 1. That's why 1 is equal to 1 is true. That's why it execute the true block of the if statement. 1 is equal to true means it execute the true block of the if statement. Now the output is enter any number. If I have entered 6, 6 is a pronic number. This is all of the this is all over the pronic number. Now come to the next program, that is ninth one. Next program is ninth program. Write a program to check whether the given number is palindrome or not. Or here or missed, write that one also. Write a program to check whether the given number is palindrome or not. Now, what is a palindrome number? The definition is palindrome number is a number that remains the same when its digits are reversed. Palindrome number is a number that remains the same when its digits are reversed. For example, 121. If I reverse this number 121, the number is same. Next one, 34,543. If I reverse this number also, the number remains same. 343. If I reverse this number also, this number remains same. That's why like these numbers are called palindrome numbers. In the strings also we are going to learn some palindrome strings are there. Those are madam, I. Like these strings are also called palindrome strings. Okay, these are is a palindrome number, a number which is remains same when its digits are reversed. Next one is variable description. In this program, I would like to I would like to use four variables. The first one is n. N is an integer to store an integer. D. D is an integer to store each digit. Sum. Sum is an integer to store the sum of the factorial. M. M is an integer to store the given number. Sorry ma, here sum. Observe once. Sum. Sum is an integer to store the digits. To store the digit. Strike off this factorial and write as digits. Next one is program. Import java.util.star public class palindrome open brackets public static void main string args open brackets. Now scanner in is equal to new scanner of system.in. Here we are creating an object in for the class scanner to run the input and output functions in the scanner class. Next one is int n comma m comma d comma sum is equal to 0. Now the input statement I am going to write to take the input system.out.println enter a number. Enter a number. And the input statement for this output statement is n is equal to in dot next int. Next m is equal to n. This is the input part. Now I am going to tell the calculation part. While n is greater than 0, open brackets, d is equal to n mod 10, sum is equal to sum star 10 plus d, n is equal to n by 10 and closed brackets. Children, instead of into, we are writing star in the computer language. Don't write the into symbol which we are using in the mathematics. Don't write into symbols. You just write stars instead of into here. This is the calculation part. While n greater than 0, d is equal to n mod 10, sum is equal to sum star 10 plus d, n is equal to n by 10. Now we are going to write the output segment. The output segment is if m is equal to sum system.out.println n is a palindrome number. Else system.out.println n is not a palindrome number. 2 closed brackets, one for the main and another for the public class. Now I would like to teach the execution part for the palindrome number. That is, if I give n is equal to 141, n is equal to 141. 141 is greater than 0. In the while statement, we have written one condition, that is n is greater than 0. That means 141 is greater than 0. That is true. The condition is true, it just comes into the body of the loop. That is, d is equal to 141 mod 10. Means the last digit we are taking as output 1. Now sum is equal to sum star 10 plus 1. 0 into 10 plus 1 means 0 tens are 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. The final value of sum is 1 and n is equal to n by 10. Instead of 141, here 145 is there. Rectify this one. 141 by 10 means here we are taking the quotient, that is 14. The new value of sum is 1 and the new value of n is 14. With these new values, we are going to the next iterations. That is, the new value of n is 14. 14 is greater than 0. That is true. Now, d is equal to 14 mod 10. The remainder is 4 we are taking here. And sum is equal to sum into 10 plus d. That is, the value of sum is 1 into 10 plus 4. 1 tens are 10 plus 4 is equal to 14. The new value of sum is 14 and now n is equal to 14 by 10. Here we are taking the quotient, that is 1. The new value of sum is 14 and the new value of n is 1 here. Now come to the third iteration. 1 is greater than 0, that is true, and d is equal to 1 mod 10. That is, here we are taking the remainder, that is 1. Sum is equal to, the new value of sum is 14. 14 into 10 plus 1. D means 1. 14 tens are 140 plus 1, that is equal to 141. Now n is equal to 1 by 10. Here the numerator is less than denominator, that's why the quotient is 0. The new value of sum is 141 and n is 0. Now come to the next iteration. 0 is greater than 0. This is false. That's why the control just comes out of the while loop. Then it checks the condition there, that is equal to m is equal to sum. If m is equal to sum, the value of m is 141 and the final value of sum is 141. Here two values are equal. That's why the control execute the true block. Now what is the output here? Output is enter any number. I have entered 141. 141 is a palindrome number. Children, write these notes very neatly and write the definitions and explanation also. Put your mind to understand. Subscribe this channel to get the notifications. Thank you.